Welcome to 702 Unplugged.
It is an honor to have this gentleman in studio because we wanted him for a profile conversation. And then he dropped his album and we thought, okay, no, let's actually do both. It's a prime opportunity to not only discover more about him, but also to hear him do his thing. He's an OG in the game.
OG.
And I think one of the most prolific and skilled hip-hop artists of our time.
Wow, too kind.
Stogie T.
Was good.
I'm tempted to call you Tumi.
That's fine. That's fine.
So if I slip from time to time, will I be forgiven?
Fine. It's the name my mama gave me, so that's all right.
Yes, so we must respect
right.
that.
Yes,
we must
ma'am.
respect that.
Yes,
So recently, I remember it trending. I'm like, what the hell is this? On Twitter, yeah, what's this about? And there was a whole announcement that you did about this rebranding. From people will know you from the earlier bands that you were with, like Tumi and Tumi on the Volume, yes. And then you went solo, of course. You did your thing, a couple of albums under the belt as a solo artist. And I remember before the last one, you'd taken quite a break, like what, 5 years before Return of the King?
That's it.
And then you did this to us.
I did nothing. What do you
Stogie
mean?
T. So why the change from Tumi to Stogie T?
I was, I looked back, at the music that I made, and there was an itch I hadn't scratched. There was some music that I hadn't explored yet, and I just wanted to do that. And I felt that using my name might disadvantage the process. People might not have an open mind. They might be going, but this doesn't sound like Tumi's music. This is not the Tumi we know, So I wanted to be a little bit more deliberate by it and go, look, I'll change the name. Stogie is another word for cigar. And in my recent years, I've been incredibly fond, yes, of cigars. And but they also just, for me, they also just represent growth. And, it typically takes about 7 years for a cigar to go from seed to, in somebody's hand. And, that process resonates with me as far as like my process is, you know what I mean? How I approach my craft as well. So I just, that's really why I changed the name.
Yeah. So the fans that have been there with you from day one, were they disappointed? How was the reaction?
I think when something like that, because you announced the name before the whole process happened. So without the music and whatnot, so everyone obviously gets they cringe because they're like, oh, what is he doing? What is he? And I think once the music came, it kind of made sense to people. There are some, inconsolable souls out there that
are thinking, why did you abandon?
That still want me to be, the 18-year-old that I came into the game as, when I was, a good 12, 13 years ago,
Yes.
And, like life changes, people's ideas shift, people, grow up, they, evolve, devolve, whatever, So I have lost a couple, but I've also
gained
a lot. So it's just interesting. I think I've always said it's incredibly cruel to want an artist to paint the same painting over and over again.
Yeah, there's something that's interesting that you said about this transition and this rebrand. You said you went from a conscious and morally driven Tumi to free and uninhibited Stogie T.
Yeah.
So this entire issue, is there a trap for conscious artists? Being seen or being considered as a conscious artist, is that also, does it provide limitations that you wanted to be free of?
Yeah, I think in the world of arts and marketing, the thing that you present yourself as, whether it's through your work or interviews or, becomes people start building these walls around to properly compartmentalize and go, okay, if I want to feel like this, I'm going to listen to Tony Braxton. If I want to feel like this, I want to listen to, Tracy Chapman,
Yes, so when I'm feeling deep and I want lyrics that I can study.
Exactly. So, I'm incredibly proud of my legacy and all the music that I've made. But again, I feel like, one's ideas have changed, and before I was concerned with hairstyles and how, you know, what kind of hairstyle defines a woman. What is she deep? Is she... Now I'm more concerned with, you know, if my son grows teeth, if Gucci has a sale, if, you know what I mean, what the properties market is looking like, and this is real. This is what, and you know, occupies my time, you know. So I wanted to be honest with it and just kind of like reflect that. And also I think the biggest change has been, I think before I was ideologically pure, you know, when you're young and you're, you know, and I was talking about the world that could be, you know, hopeful, and, you know, now I'm a little bit more, you know,
talk
cynical,
about the world that you see, that you live in.
As it is, you know. I want, and you know, I want to fight back anyone who thinks that I can't talk about bad girls, good girls, champagne, pain. You know what I mean? I want to explore it all, you know? Yeah, so that's what unhinged means, pretty much.
Oh, okay. And he's unhinged right now as we speak, because he's dropped an album, Stogie T, The Evolution. And this is really the introduction to the transformation, to the transition that he's made from Tumi to Stogie T. And we'll be enjoying some of that music a little bit later on. So you managed to feature a whole lot of artists on this album. And earlier on, I was saying you're like an OG. You're one of those rappers that when I was discovering rap or enjoying rap, music from My Good Eye, for instance, music from Tumi and The Volume were the soundtrack of the time. But the rap game also moves pretty quickly. Things have changed.
Yes.
So is it important that you always stay in it, that you always run in it, not parallel, not out of it?
Yeah, it's like you know, you can't afford to miss a beat, a season, you know. Whether you just work, whether you know, you have to know the pace of the game, because if you just take a step back, you know, I mean, like you said, I took 5 years before I released my my previous solo album, but in that space, you know, you're touring, you're featured on artist songs, you know what I mean? Because you have to keep abreast of what's happening, you know? I really don't want to be that guy who looks back and goes, okay,
this is where I detoured.
It's left me, you know, because I still have a genuine passion for it. It is you know, I'm part of the culture. It's in my veins, you know.
Sure.
But it has moved entirely. It moves entirely too quick. Not everything I understand, you know. I have to accept that, and that's where like collaborations and features come into play, where you know, because they all emanate from the same seed, but you might not know where this branch is going into, but you know, so when you collaborate with artists, you're, oh, okay, I understand. You know, you might judge it and go, but these guys, you know, they're not as lyrical, or they're not as crafty, or they're not, but you understand that, oh, there's a genius in just walking into a studio, for instance, and just vibing, you know what I mean? Off a vibe. You feeling people in the studio, vibing, you know, having drinks, having fun, and someone just grabs a mic and they just kind of like, you know, work something out, and it's like, oh wow, the energy, I can hear that energy, you know what I mean?
Right.
That reminds me of when, you know what I mean? So it's different, it's definitely different, it's changed, but I think it comes, because it comes from the same seed, it is of the same DNA, you know?
Okay, right. So because you're a rapper, you're a poet, or let's say as Tumi, you know, there was the social commentary that was quite strong in your message. When did that all begin? Because you grew up with your parents in exile. You are, and your mom is in politics. So when did this love of lyricism, when did it latch on?
It was a couple things. It was, you know, everything I was being fed. So being in a household that was highly political and politicized, you know, having a mother who stressed literacy and, you know, and free thinking, and being in the streets where this genre was starting to develop, and people were finding a voice for themselves. Young people were finding a voice for themselves. So all those things kind of happened at the same time, and they converged in me going, I like rap music. I love Shakespeare. I love Malcolm X. So how did all these things, you know what I mean? And, you know, at the time, a lot, you know, hip hop included all these things. It included people talking about Biko, Malcolm X, you know what I mean? The struggle for, you know, the anti-apartheid struggle in South Africa, you know, and you know, and obviously the lyricism and the poetry in it, you know, you kind of you parallel, you go, oh wow, so this thing that Nas did sounds a lot like that sonnet, or a lot like Dylan Thomas, a lot like, you know, so you know, so it all kind of converged into building, you know, how I proceeded in the, you know, in my career and you know, in my adulthood.
Yeah. So to me, you've lined up a couple of songs, and on some of the music on this album you collaborated, which is just fantastic. I have favorites, of course. Some of the songs have made it big on radio. In fact, you know, that song with MT has done wonders. In fact, so we'll get into that. What is on the playlist today?
You know, because it's you, there are some Stogie T songs, but again, I went into the vault here and there, just because, you know, I know where you lean towards.
Okay.
So, you know, there's you know, but again, even you know, again, even as Stogie T, there's like I said, I want to explore all of it, you know. And there's a song in there that you know, that I wrote about my mom being a soldier and growing up with that you know, I kind of wanted to, you know.
Sure.
So that I never performed that. I'm probably gonna have to read it off the phone, but I will. For you, I will. You know, that was a special. And then your engineer had a request. One of your engineers had a request for a song that I've never ever performed, and I won't.
He's not me.
He didn't win that argument.
All right, fantastic. Well, let's get into the music. While you set up, you go do your thing, and we'll be checking Stogie T out. Don't forget, the album is entitled The Evolution. It's got so many beautiful tracks on it. He is still lyrical. He is still prolific. You can still hear the skill in crafting a beautiful rap song. So he's attracting younger fans, no doubt. And I hope that the people who were shocked that he's made this transition will somehow gravitate back and find something to enjoy, because I certainly didn't feel the pain too much. He was a charmer then, and he continues to be a charmer now.
It's Friday, and that means it's 7:02 Unplugged.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Cool. Be cool, baby. Ha. Stay cool. Charmer, you say? Hey. Yeah. Ha. Hey, what you say? Go. Ha. Da. Hey. Shout out to Zion. Yeah. We're gonna start it off on a cool note. It's Friday, people. Let's go. Hey. Don't you let them make you lose your. Don't you let them make you lose your. Don't you let them make you lose your cool. Cool as a drug. Shoot up a pub to higher planes, carried away to the parachuter come down. Doomies in clubs, doing enough pharmaceuticals that'll undo me. No love, find room in the heart. Who would have thought we left the dogs out? Keep it 101 to Skinner's Cruella pups. Roberto Cavalli tugs, keep the confidence up. But what's to keep the closet skeletons coming out? Shut! I swear to God, I got like 4 eyes. I'm set apart from what they call fly. I'd rather walk by. Look how they're acting when a poor dies. They all are touched and wanna quote lines. These crocodiles cry. Hey, I'd rather say I'm Superman amongst a bunch of ants that wouldn't stand a chance to rap with dollar brand. Until the day I walk the plank, I'm never gonna stand for you to rubber stamp with my hey. Don't you let them make you. Hey, happy Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Don't you let them make you lose your. Don't you let them. Yeah, we unplugged right now, baby. Make you lose your
Don't you let them make you lose your cool. Oh my goodness. That was really awesome. I feel like I'm having a private show.
It kind of is.
Yeah, I know. It kind of is. So tell us what you think. Do leave your impressions on our Facebook page. We are streaming this performance live on 702 on the Facebook page. I can't believe there was a point when you thought of retiring. I mean, after that, why would you do that?
Things changed. Things really changed, and I've done everything I set out to do, and it was just that one itch. It was just that one thing. I was like, can I tell you where that itch came from? 2010, I'm performing with Shakira. Shakira's people asked me to perform with her to do some song that she had done with Wyclef. They're like, yo, Wyclef's not coming, so we want a rapper, and she had heard about me, so she was like, want you.
Wow.
So. And when I went on stage, I'm the plug the amps, let's play. Who's in the audience? Okay, let's change the set list 10 minutes before we. But with her, it was a production. It was a theatrical production. She had a person for her hair, for her shoes, for her notes, make sure her notes are right. For me, there was 3 people just handling me. And I just thought it was like. It was a production. It's Facebook. Okay. Sorry. So I just thought, when I saw that, and I was like, okay, so how can I say that I've done this at the highest level if I haven't done this yet? If I haven't done, and not even the magnitude, just to me, it's like the theater of it, the show of it, you know what I mean? And I was like, there are things I haven't explored. So it just gave me that itch that there are things out there in this thing that I call music that or that I do that I haven't explored, and I feel like I want to. So that's where it began. So
these are a part of the restrictions then, because even as a conscious artist, why would that not be possible?
I know it's strange, that whole conscious bubble thing. For me, it's important. It's important to have artists who talk about social issues, but I also just think, if you want to, cool, but don't limit people just because they made a song. I mean, Tupac, Marvin Gaye are the great examples for me, and Bob Marley, great examples for me. It's like these are people who've made, love songs about, philandering, but also songs about their mothers, songs about social issues. So, and I just feel like, if you can accept an artist like that, you have to open the unlock yourself, the
other rooms, the other areas of the layers of who you are. I think it was in defense of my art where you say, I'm trying to make art, not make it.
Yeah.
So is this now you making art and making it?
There we go.
In this game.
So exactly. So that was like a good 3 years ago, and already my idea of that has changed. It's like, okay, I mean, why not make it as well? Why not? I'm actually, I've been incredibly, and this might sound harsh, but I've been incredibly self-absorbed in making my music. I really have, and I wanted to be a repository for the people. You know what I mean? For what happens and what So I feel like this time around, I'm sharing the gifts with my people.
Being generous.
I'm being
okay, all right,
generous.
okay. The comments are, people are just loving you. Mpumi says, thank you, Tumi Molekane on Radio 702 Unplugged. Thank you. Ratabile says, that was too cool.
Bless.
Tata, Stogie T. All right, so we're going to be, you're going to do a song, Soldier, Son of a Soldier, a song that you wrote about your mother. Tell us about that time, because you grew up where, in Tanzania?
I was born in Tanzania. I tell it better in rhyme form, but it was. I think it's really. I always try to give this image of like, always knowing from the first time I can remember, always knowing that there is this place that you're going to that's called home. You're not home. So everywhere you go, whether you go to the States, to England, wherever, you are not home. You find friends. But in the back of your mind, you are not home. There's a promised land.
Yes.
Yes. And I think that's probably where I picked up this sense of purpose, or this sense of, like in general, just to say, okay,
whatever you do has to have meaning.
There's a mission, there's a mission. I'm not just here, So
right.
I think that's to me that's the most vivid memory and the thing that has stayed, the most. And obviously just traveling expands your horizons,
Absolutely. But unfortunately you lost your dad.
I lost my dad when I was 1. And it was just mommy. Mommy was dad and mom, and
the world, everything.
But again, it takes a village. So I think there was always a sense of community, especially when you're outside of your own country and you're in a people kind of rally and and they do the raising together. So there was a lot of community. Everyone is my uncle. When I meet people, I'm just, uncle.
I remember you walked the red carpet with her for one. Was it the opening of Parliament the one year?
Yes, with my mom. Yes.
What was a surprise? It was like, hey,
what's going on?
Right. So let's check that one out. Son of a Soldier. I hope you have your lyrics ready. As you said, it's a song you hardly perform. Stogie T is our guest on 702 Unplugged this afternoon. Check him out live on the Facebook page, and he's about to perform a song that is dear to his heart, as he speaks about that exile experience, growing up in exile, and what his mother means to him.
702 Unplugged.
Looking out my window,
Hey,
sun shining bright.
I love you, Mom.
Trying to make things right.
Yeah,
All around me.
special request, man. I'm like, yo, I'm doing this for you, Azam.
It's never gonna find me.
Mama was a soldier, Papa was a preacher. That's a Bible and a rifle, tell me that don't make believers. How you get freedom? By even in the odds. Every evening she was cleaning a Kalashnikov. Show difficulty should be met with much resolve. Taught me discipline, if they're not with you, F them all. Look, if you SSI, I'm a product of the USSR. I seen a gun before a basketball. Son of a cater, only one of them made it. Some agent laced my daddy whiskey with some foreign agent. Collapse, he gasped, died on the doctor's lap. Apartheid operations erased, doctor passed. Now tell me that don't rub you up the wrong way. These corridors of power filled with cowards playing comrade. The worst master is the former slave. The forecast said it's war again. The warrior is born again.
I got good music on my
That's all I got, man.
radio.
It's the music.
How did your love songs play?
Imagine trying to pay back someone who freed a whole nation with a song. Fail every time.
It's never gonna find me.
For who the bell tolls, a 4-room hellhole. Bruises on the elbows, contusions from the head blows. So was it Karl Marx or Sekotor that made my mama fight? Yes or no, it really was the mess at home. My grandpapa drank, next door was a second home. 7 kids, but to his boss, just a Catholic boy. So granny got it all, beaten up and assaulted, treated like dog. The invisible victim of all this was not enough to sing a struggle song. Either alive or just surviving on. These gorillas is up in arms. Born in Samafco, son of a soldier. Mkonto, they taking pieces from the piece. What you at war for? Now tell me that don't rub you up the wrong way. When you can't tell the difference between enemies and comrades. And still mama got the war face. I pray my dad to soften her pain. Make warriors finally age. So much fighting. You just want, you just want your mom to like age, and forget. Don't watch the news. Just enjoy your grandkids. Just,
Yeah.
So that's what that is.
It's never gonna find me.
Wow. You took us there. You definitely took us there. To how a young man was perceiving all of this, how you made sense of it all in the end. Thank you. Incredible. Yeah, crazy. Okay, so you're part of that Samafco legacy.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah. It's a special place.
We're watching Kalushi yesterday. We went to go watch Kalushi. This
I saw your complaints about it.
No, I wasn't. Hey, look, we're critical out here. Are we still at that point where we're just happy a South African film got made? No, we must be critical. But I mean, I loved it. I really loved it. But I was just like, the real story there was the betrayal of the cousin, and then also just this law that that decided, okay, because of this law that they had passed, he didn't shoot, but I just thought that was a bigger story, because other stuff we've seen the guys going into exile, but it was a beautiful story though, and I'm glad they're making South African movies, all types.
Absolutely. I was saying, in fact, when I had the 2 stars in studio, that we don't get to see enough of that. We haven't even seen a story of what happened, or Cont, for instance, while people were there, the training. We can never tire of doing our own stories. I don't think we should at all. So you've got other songs coming up from this, The Evolution.
The Evolution.
From the album Stogie T, The Evolution. But it's interesting in how your career started. Waddy Jones.
Watkin Jones. The Antwoord.
I remember those days. He's an artist who's also been through a number of transitions himself.
Yeah.
So he wanted you to be a sidekick in his outfit at the time.
Well, your research team is real. So we would frequent the same club, Le Club, this iconic club in that had Squatter Camp and a lot of people. So we'd frequent that club, and he saw me perform. He heard me. He heard a song that I'd done, and he was like, yo, I want you, to kind of like rap with me. And I was like, okay, in a group. It's like, no, just like you. It's my show, but then you come on here and there. And I'm like, okay, so like...
to be the hype man, the warm-up.
So, okay, cool, no worries. And when we did do a show together, he was so blown away by how people responded to me, because they knew me. It's like, guy, we've been doing this for a while. So he was just kind of shocked by that. He thought he had discovered something, and he ended up discovering that no, people know this guy. No, we know that guy you're messing with. But the thing I cherish the most about that encounter or that that time with Waddy is that he told me, we're sitting outside the club once, and he said, you see those guys, and there was all these kids littered, these rap kids with the pants to their knees and whatnot, like I was dressed. And he said, you see, all of them are like influenced by the rap music, and it's beautiful and it's good. But if you can't talk to your aunt, if you can't talk to people normally, if you think this is the world, you are going to, there's a surprise coming. And he could tell me that because he was older than me. He had gone through, you know what I mean? Like a process. He had already had a deal or whatnot.
Sure.
So I cherish that piece of advice so much, because, it's true. It's like we get so bent out of shape about rap, but there's a real world out there that it's like, well, are the people, are you is your stuff resonating with the people? Are you talking about their stories? Are you know what I mean? Are you reaching? So so I really cherish that moment.
Right. Now you founded your own record label, Motif Records. And you've been through your fair share of artists that join, whose careers you've helped to build, and then the disenchantment that comes after that. What happened with Ricky Rick?
What happened to Ricky?
I know there's an old story. He's just left another record label.
Same thing.
But I remember coming across Ricky and thinking, such a talented guy, really super talented. And this was before he blew up. This was at a party, in fact. And I thought, clearly there's some things he needs to overcome before he can really break in properly.
Yeah, I mean, Ricky is someone that we always kind of knew around the scene, like you say, as someone who, was talented. But I think there was just, there was something, because he was always known as a cool kid, but there was something that like a deeper thing. The thing that made me sign Ricky was this line where he went, they say I'm acting like I never had a daddy. That's because I never had a daddy. And that line is so simple, yet it's so profound and it's so powerful. And at the time, who was talking about things like this, about like deep, you know what I mean? So you know, that's the kind of thing that I saw in him. But I mean, at the end, it was just kind of like, you know, creative differences. You know, he wanted to kind of boss zonke it out and do other things, and it was like, you know.
And what's wrong with boss zonking it out?
Nothing's wrong with that. You know, it's just, you know, when you have a specific vision in your Jose Mourinho, and a player wants to do other things, it's like you gotta let him, you know, go to. You know, and he did his thing, definitely. Guys, stop it. That was not spicy. Nothing about that was spicy.
I sense that there's an authoritarian side to you. Whether it's about Reason or what happened with Reason, what happened with Ricky Rick. Zaki, I can understand because she lives and she works in different parts of the world. Right. She's in Canada, she's in Cape Town, she's in Joburg. It's hard to pin her down. Right. But it's like, this guy, this record label owner, he is...
Cut it out.
Yeah, authoritarian. A little bit of that. Okay, so let's get into music from the evolution.
Okay.
We've got what's coming up. Diamond Walk.
Diamond Walk. So Diamond Walk is again, you know, it's a song about I'm just splurging, about a shopping spree, about, you know, a lot of us, you know, and this is what a lot of people don't understand is that. For new money people, right? People who are just getting to understand economics, and you know, you can't buy a house, but you can buy 2 bags. You can buy the bar out, you know, and that becomes such a big victory for you because you need those things. You go through so much in the corporate world, and you know what I mean. We hustle so hard. We take 3 flights, or you know what I mean. Yeah. So sometimes you just want to say, look, man. Top of the world. I know I can't afford the house yet. Yes. I know, but you know, I can king for the day. You know,
like you say, need a Gucci bag and a pack of Stogies.
Just stay young, you know. Just stay young, people. What's wrong with that?
Now let's check it out. Let's do Diamond Walk. Big hits, in fact, coming off this album, Stogie T, The Evolution. While he sets up, let me tell you what some of you are saying on our Facebook page. Mbonisi says, this man is a serious lyricist. Big up to you, sir. Sean says he must definitely do moving picture frames. I don't think we'll get to it. Heather says, Stogie T, I just love you. From your days with the volume till now, you have remained you. Thank you for being that authentic voice. We can't forget that hip-hop is beautiful when you are around. I think that's one of the highest compliments anyone could pay.
702 Unplugged. Don't miss a beat.
It only takes one look. I know you see me out there. The bags. What up, Facebook? What's up, y'all? 702 Unplugged. Let's go. Hey. Ash on my cigar. Vintage bottles in the sky. I'm in a silk shirt. Thick mommy in the miniskirt. Oh, you know. Velvet loafers on my feet. A clutch say D&G. You see the shopping bags when we get the popping tags all day. Life on the diamond wall. Hey, this shit is so amazing. Hey, life on the diamond wall. Hey, this shit is so amazing. Hey, okay. Yeah, I did it. Yup, I did it. Took a shopping spree to quit a man in a minute. Telling me her dude don't get it. Man like me need a woman with ambition. But I know game when she spit it. She will pick Chanel frames over tuition. Is that a queen or a chicken? The difference either can get them or the. Hey, she know how to pick them. See ballers and she don't trust women. That's women intuition. While most women intuition for trips to the pavilion, her French heels flicking. The streets is cold, the streets is bloody, my feet red soles to keep me comfy. You see the glow, the team lovely. Bad girls get jumpy when they see this. Let's go! Ash on my cigar, vintage bottles in the sky. Yeah, I'm in a silk shirt, thick mommy in the miniskirt. Oh, hey, velvet loafers on my feet. Her clutch say D&G. You see the shopping bags when we get the popping tags all day. Life on the diamond wall. Hey, this shit is so amazing. over here, man. Let me tell you, look. I said the store closed 2 hours ago, but baby still sipping on a second glass of more, right? This a movie, she the star of the show. Bag the clothes, all I'm thinking is the after show. She wants her address for the China O's, but all I wanna address is her camel toe. 2 humps, I'm an animal. Her new pump's too much, nigga. Footy buck trying to sew. Hey. So the setting is Josie. She never felt this at home. A table away from Jessica and Gorsey. She texting her homies every episode. Scrolling through the phone, trying to find a shopping emoji. I've been in the show feed, leaving so many bags, somebody calling the police. Double G's for OG. Hey, I need a Gucci backpack in the box of the store. Let's go. Show Masango. Hey, vintage bottles in the sky. I'm in the silk shade. Thick mommy in the miniskirt. Oh. Velvet loafers on my feet. Her clutch say D and G. You see the shopping bags when we get the popping tags all day. Life on a diamond wall. What you say? What you say? This here is so amazing. Hey, life on a diamond wall. Hey, hey. This here is so amazing. Woo! Hey.
Can we please get that Gucci bag and a pack of Stogies with our loafers? Live on the Diamond Walk. Wow. That's one of the big hits from his latest album, The Evolution. Stogie T in studio with us. It's an unplugged like no other. Exploring the rap game. Now let's get a quick update about what else you're up to. The Hustle. Season 1 was fantastic.
Yeah.
The search for the next rap artist was really super, I must say.
It was cool.
So the last time you were supposed to come here, you guys were busy shooting.
We're shooting
season
that.
2.
Yeah, we're busy with that. We're done. We're done with that, and then we're just waiting for the finale. And it should be on air late April, early May.
We're going to discover some new talent.
Some new talent, you know, see what's popping, see, you know, what kind of feel there is. It's crazy though how quickly the game changes. Like in just from season 1 to season 2, the crop and how much people know. It's crazy.
Good.
It's like,
yeah, that's what you want to see, the impact of a show like that. And I see that you're working on a documentary with Vincent Molloy. I recently got to watch Vincent's Skull of My People. Unbelievable documentary about what happened in Namibia, the genocide of the Ovahorero. So what is this going to be about?
I spent 2.5 years with Vincent traveling across the continent. Just kind of retracing my steps through Exile and also just musical links, you know, and we used the hip hop and music as kind of a way to tell stories about the continent, you know. So, for instance, you know, I'd go to Nigeria and hang out with Neka in the Delta, and then, you know, we're making music and it's fun, but we're also talking about, you know, what inspires her, where she's from, and then people are getting exposed to, you know,
a little bit more. Like fantastic. I can't wait to see that, because Vincent is incredibly talented, and then to pair him with you, it just sounds like it's going to be a visual feast. Mpumi on Twitter says, please play By Any Means Necessary. Well, Mpumi, guess what? That's what we're closing with.
Hey.
So let's do it. A fantastic song that has gotten so much airplay, radio airplay. It's done well on the charts, and it features MT and the guy? Younger, that's it. So here it is, By Any Means Necessary. It's like, I don't want this to end. I'm having a private show with Stogie T.
702 Unplugged.
This is Kobe.
Thank you very much for having me, y'all. For being on your lovely show, 72 Unplugged. Hey!
Dalang Kutangzama push up, but they didn't listen. Now they call me and they tell me they just trying to kick it. Segumnandi and Salami, now you trying to visit. Tired of people acting like I want a lotto ticket. I'm still gon' get it by any means. I'm still gon' get it by any means. I'm gon' go get it by any means. I never panic. That shit for my enemy.
This is really just a walk in the park, whistling the women showing me love. Come see me, I'm in Switzerland in March. Still ain't had a winter since the start. So it's short sleeves and my work still feel like a short leave. Do your whole tour, my off week. I'm in Austria with black coffee. And I'm off my beam, same with the flow. Stogie T, they playing the role. I paved the road, that lane you own, owe to me. Come build with me, I do it well. Put my bell from a little city, you know it's hell. Europeans greet me, you my bell. It was hard for my babe, we would struggle to pay. She stuck it out with her brother, now it's hard to figure Saint-Tropez or Champs-Élysées. I'm in the boat chick, stomach out like Joburg pig. Summertime, ocean dip, album out, it's golden mix.
Y'all done put guns, I'm a pusher, but they didn't listen.
Hey.
Now they call me and they tell me they just tryna kick it. Say Nandi ang salami, now you tryna visit. Tired of people acting like I want a lotto ticket. I'm still gon' get it by any means. I'm still gon' get it by any means. I'm gon' get it by any means. I never play any protection to my enemies.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. My name is Stogie T, live on 702 Unplugged with Azania Mosaka. Hey, 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 hey. Video coming, y'all. Real soon. Video coming, you know. We shot the video last week. Hey, hey. Look at me, man. Just like, yo. I'ma swag it out now. We got where your Facebook people at? They over there? What's up? We got one camera, whatever.
Camera right there, sure.
What's up, y'all? Peace, it's Tumi. Not no amateur. Saying hi to the cameras and to the studio. I'ma shut up.